Take this as a personal promise. Some of these next clips you'll find extremely difficult to sit through and leave you wondering for days on end. Number 10. Danny keeps noticing footprints in the snow leading up to his house, wide and spaced far apart. He checked the CCTV system only to discover whatever is making the track is apparently invisible. Seconds into the video, snow patches fly up for no reason at all, and Denny suspects that this is a ghost because absolutely nothing was nearby the long track, and it looks like someone's feet as they were being dragged. But I'm not sure what to think, so maybe you can help me decide. Number 9. It's 1:40 in the morning and two friends are cruising down a dark road, completely unable to see what's on either side of them. They both think they spot movement in the trees, and having nothing better to do, they pull over and shine their headlights into the area. Nothing happens for some time, and then a dark figure emerges from the dry brush. One of them says that they think this is a witch, and I agree that could be a possibility. They are dressed in all black and hunched over, holding what appears to be a walking stick. If this is not fake, and that's not a third friend, then I can't imagine what someone would be doing walking in complete dark, all alone, especially so late at night. Number 7. Look out the window between the blinds to see what Lori Smith claims she sees every night. The fearsome cryptid only known as the Dog Man. Lori's fearless cat always looks out the window when it comes around, ready to take the Dog Man's head off, unafraid to stare back into its glowing yellow eyes. Alright, I will admit that I 100% was ready to disprove this video. I knew this was just the mirror image of the cat's eyes reflecting back due to a weird camera angle, but then I got to this part at 1 minute and 55 seconds, and I knew I was wrong. Watch very closely. She gets the cat's attention. The cat's head turns. 1 second later, at 1 minute and 56 seconds, the cat is looking the other way, and yet the eye still remains staring straight ahead. Number 6. A barbecue party is cut short when a hawk swoops a snake out of the grass. You might be wondering how that could be enough to stop a barbecue. And that's not. But what happens next is. The snake somehow gets away unharmed, but I think the whole incident could be special effects. The hawk doesn't really have any reason to drop the snake, and I don't think it would fly solo to a group of people when there are plenty of other nearby trees to take its mule snake to. There's also the fact that hawks have razor-sharp talons, yet this snake seems visibly intact as it gets away. Then again, maybe I just don't want for this to actually be real. Number 5. This 90s family vacation video from the Grand Canyon shows Casey here, who is determined to enjoy the view on his own terms. Casey's sister is poking her foot in a hole, and then without warning, here comes Casey. His mother watches in horror as the boy runs toward the hole with the unbalanced waddle. And the section of fence that would have caught appears to have broken off long ago. I'm sure if he was definitely going to fall off, according to the description, Casey's dad rushed forward and saved his kin at the last second. He looks like he is too far away to do anything, but I guess he's really only a few adrenaline-fueled steps away. Number 4. This neighborhood CCTV video was released as evidence by Vacaville police, so pay extra attention if you live in this area, because they need your help to identify this car. The driver goes by a girl, pauses suspiciously, perhaps to talk, and then turns around for another pass. The girl appears to be trying to hide behind his blue truck when the car comes by and the driver almost doesn't see her. But they back up and it looks like the person driving says something to her. The car drives off and she speeds away before the driver changes their mind and reverses. I think she did a good job maintaining a wide distance and keeping a vehicle in front of her during what must have been a terrifying minute-long encounter. They seem aggressive and might have tried to reach out and grab her had she not been so mindful of her surroundings. Number 3. A YouTuber named Takayake Sho heads to an abandoned hospital in the Japanese city of Hiroshima that is way out in the countryside. He has to drive a long ways through a wooded trail just to find it, and it looks so dark and intimidating from the outside that I can only imagine what's waiting within. He doesn't stay maybe a few minutes at the most, and it seems like something's going to grab him from every corner. I mean, what's casting this shadow in the doorway, for example? And when they get to the end of the hall, they're shocked to discover this Japanese lettering accompanied by red handprints on the wall. It looks like somebody who was losing their life was writing their last words with whatever was coming out of them. Whatever it says, it was enough to make them stop recording, so please translate it if you can. Number 2. Something is haunting this house, or at least that's what David Stenberg says, due to things based on his dog Astrid's odd reactions. Sometimes he's fine with going into this bedroom, and sometimes he acts more like this. There's a really shrill scream that makes the dog recoil. I'm already convinced that there could be a ghost, but this video is 100% real in my opinion, based on what I'm about to show you next. I don't care how well you can train your dog, there is no way to make him look up at you with a concerned expression and then get surprised. David tries to show Astrid that there's nothing in there by stepping inside, but I think his dog is telling him in no uncertain terms to get out of there. Now let me know if you agree. Now before we get to the number 1 clip in today's episode, make sure you go down below and drop a like. If you liked today's video, make sure to go subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now let's get into the scariest clip yet. Number 1. It's 12 in the morning when the stranger starts creeping along the other side of a fence in slow and even steps, as if in a deep trance. He has an old portable radio on full volume and he doesn't say anything, just slowly turns the knob occasionally. He pauses long enough to stare through that fence without saying a word to his radio. But his radio did plenty of communicating, and this part is especially weird. The radio just so happens to say something about walking away. Here they reach at the end of the chain link fence, and nothing separates the two. The video ends with a really long stare down that the strange man easily wins. He reaches into his coat pocket for something, and the cameraman bolts to cover. A very smart decision in my opinion.